Welcome to the lab, everybody. Welcome to Mississippi Survivor. And in this episode, we're going to be learning how to keep yourself cool in a pinch. There's a lot of videos out there, of course, we know. But I have to do my own version of this thing. And what I feel was best suited for me. Of course, everybody's gonna have their own thing, which I would encourage everybody to have their own best suited thing for themselves. So this is what best suits me. Actually, I have two versions of it, but we're gonna talk about this one today. And this is the do-it-yourself air conditioner. Why am I talking about this in the wintertime? I'm a hot person. I like air conditioning. But I know I'm not going to run a central air conditioner, so let me see. What can I do to cool myself off if it's too hot for me? So, again, welcome to the lab. Thank you guys for tuning in to Mississippi Survivor. I really appreciate you. I hope you guys are safe out there. You're enjoying yourselves, and yet you are prepping and you're getting yourself together for these things in the near future. Well, these things are like right now, really before it gets worse. And I'm glad who all of the guys that are doing that, I commend you because it really needs to be done. Really. So, saying that, I'm glad you guys are safe. And let's get this thing kicked off. This is my version of the do-it-yourself air conditioner. Oh, by the way, it doesn't get cold here until somewhere late January, maybe later than that. I'm talking every Christmas, I'm looking at a white Christmas or somewhere else, and then here, there's no white Christmas here. It's more like green grass. We can mow our grass on Christmas. Why? Because it's still hot. I've actually seen 88 degrees on Christmas. Now, that's not too white to me. So let's get to it, people. Let's get to it. Welcome to the lab. Thank you guys for joining in to me. I'm going to see can I get this. I'm going to have to move this thing around. Let me see can I get this thing jacked up for you guys. Give me 1 second. I think that's it, people. Okay. We at it. So I'm gonna bend this so you guys can see it. So this is what we're doing here. This is the do-it-yourself cooler. And if you turn this way, you'll also see I'm running our designer to run off of 12 volts instead of 120 volts. Because I have my solar system, which I'll be doing that in another video to show you guys as well. I'm going to be running this off of 12 volts. I thought it would be handy to set this thing up to run off 12 volts instead of, I've seen some 120 fans in it and different things of that nature, but I don't want to run it off of that. I'm trying to do as much 12 volt and get as much 12 volt items as I can to use it because it's going to be, for me, it's easier. It doesn't take that much to run it. You can plug it in your car, plug it to your solar system, plug it up to your power stations. There's many things you can do with it. So just for me, this is my preference to make it a 12 volt unit and run it that way. There's some better things I'm pretty sure I can hook us, but I'm going to hook it down. It's going to be hooked actually in a box. And I'm going to have some switches to it. That's the plan to do. I mean, when I'm in the house only. When I'm not in the house, I'm going to have a connector to plug this into and plug it into the actual car. If I need to plug it into not a car, but if I'm out and I want to take it with me and it's hot and I want to just cool everybody down without running all the gas out of the car because it's too expensive for gas to be just running your gas in your car and just to cool off. So I prefer to do something like this right here. A couple of bags of ice for about $3 or whatever, $1.99 a bag, or just get an ice maker, just make your own ice and put your own ice out there. So I'm just running this off a typical Everstart VP24F 585 cranking amp 730. It's cold crank. So let's slide this back over here. And let's see what we got here. Now, this is the top of the unit. This is what we're looking at. So what I did was I got some PVC pipe elbows. And I like light switches. So I took light switches and I embedded them inside of here. You can see I did it as neatly as possible. Everything is smooth and clean. I know you're wondering what this is. This is my GT Power RO 130 amps, and it's an analyzer. Actually, it gives me watts. It's a watt meter, power analyzer, and it gives me all that information that I need, like how much is pulling and drawing and all that different stuff like that. It might not be important to other people to put that on there, but me, I want to know because I want to know how much life I got left with my battery and how much I'm pulling out of the battery. You know what I mean? Especially if it's not hooked to solar and it's in a vehicle or whatever. I want to know what's the drainage and all that stuff is. So that's what I got this for, and it gives me a lot of reason and what the watts is. Now, and I'm gonna flip that over a little bit so you guys can see it. See, that's the watt meter. It's not on now, but we'll get to on that in a second. And you'll see the switches. I have 3 switches. I have a switch. Let's see, expand it a little bit. Yeah. So I have a switch to run the meat to turn this on, which is a watt meter. Then I have another switch to control one fan and control the second fan. And I know you don't see the second fan. I'm going to show you all of that now. This is the top one right here. And I got this one here in front of you. And what this is doing, I got this in a direction to suck the air out. Just suck the air out of here. And then, I mean, the air that's coming through, that's cool, that's cold, it sucks this air completely out and comes through there and then blows it out into the air. And it's like, oh, you can't be getting that much air with your computer fan. That's where you are wrong because I actually do get massive amounts of air. And you will see how thick this fan is. And what I did was I put it on the highest setting of the fan. So this fan blows massively strong air out. It's not like your basic CPU that's it's got quite a bit of sound with it. So it can be a little noisy, which I really don't care about that. If it's keeping me cool, I don't care anything about the noise. It can make all the noise it want to. If I can sleep with the TV on, I can definitely sleep cooled off. And on the back here, you'll see I ran here. See, this is my secondary fan. This fan intakes all the air into, and I found these fans. These fans are very powerful fans. Of course, I'm a computer technician, so these fans are very powerful. From the getting from I got them from I could say I forgot what computer it was, but I could these things when I tear a computer down and get rid of them, I collect all this stuff, the important stuff that's good to keep, like the fans. I keep all the power supplies, memory, different stuff like that. There's several useful things inside of a computer that I've thrown away. Drives, even a USB and all that stuff like that. Those things, I keep all that stuff. I don't throw it away. So I cut this hole in this unit, and this is a cheap cooler. It's not thick by any means necessary of keeping anything that cool, but nevertheless, I use it anyway, and it works just fine. I don't think I want to spend $100 on a cooler and then cut it to pieces. Then again, it might be a good idea. But I definitely will be careful when I'm cutting it and make sure I make the proper cuts, because I definitely won't want to screw that up, get the with the wrong cuts, and then oops, now you just wasted $100. This thing costs probably about um, $20 maybe, and it's a nice size unit and it works just fine. If you need more insulation, go to Lowe's and buy you some insulation board, and use some insulated board, because I have two models of this that I'm actually doing. This one I want to show you first, and this does works real good. That second model, I'm thinking about turning this into the second model and just redoing it. See, now let's spin this around. This is wiring for it. I just brought it here, electrical tape, because we're dealing with water, so I try to tape this up. Of course, just peeling again because it was some cheap electrical tape, of course. So, and I got that running over to the battery, of course. So let's spin this over, kind of get some ideas to see what I was doing with this unit. Here is the inside. Now, this is what I did with this. If you can see in here, I'm sticking out tip this a little bit more for you guys to see. Yeah. And I'll flip this over some. I'm going to disconnect this top head pipe in here so you guys see what I'm talking about. Take this off, assemble, pop it open. Now, oh, what am I doing? Okay. All right. See, again, these are typical everyday. Let's see, is it up here? These are typical everyday fans. I mean lights. That's what these are. Regular light switches. You see they're up far enough where they won't cause a problem. Any wet or moisture or anything like that, they should be fine. Of course, then there's also 12 volt. Then I ran all my wiring here underneath, and I'm thinking getting a insulated board and come around all of this inside, and I'm using dry vent. That's what I'm doing. Here we're using dry vent, and I'll tip this down so you can see. So we're using dry vent here. Dry vent got a nice and snug, screwed in tight here and here as well. And I want a smaller gauge. And what I do is, I see a lot of people blowing out fans on the ice. That is not a good idea. It works, but it works good. But the problem is, it just won't stay cool. It's not going to keep you cool long because it's going to melt on the ice. So I didn't like that too well. I've tried it before. It just started putting ice, frozen bottles. So here, what I thought was a good idea was go ahead and take your ice and pour your ice in here and cover these pipes. No fan runs across the ice whatsoever. What it does is the ice keeps the pipes extremely cold, because I feel it's completely up. I've done it before. It works really well. It keeps the pipes extremely cold. And when the air passes through, these pipes are so cold, it picks up the cold air and bring it through. Yeah. So, and the other design that I'm working on is, let me get this put back together for you guys. Give me 1 second. The other design that I'm working on as well. Let's see, get this put back. Yeah, the other design I'm working on. I'm trying to talk to you guys and do this at the same time, but I'll get it. Just give me a second. Yeah, what I'm working on that other design is I'm going to use a radiator instead, because I found the temperatures are really good on both of these, on both units. Doing it either way, the temperatures are really good. It puts out really, really good temperatures. 1 second. Let's see, can we get this prepped up? All right, there we go. Oh, little difficulty. But I got it. Spinning back over. All right. Now, anyways, the The intake. Oh yeah. What I'm gonna do also, the next thing I'm gonna be doing we'll talk about that in a second. I'll tell you about that in a minute. But okay, let's get back to this. All right. Now, again, I put my ice in here. No ice is going through the reservoir, so no fan is hitting it, so the ice lasts way longer. Okay. I have it in. I let it sit for a while before I even try to use it, and let it get the pipes extremely cold. And that's ice sitting on pipes, extremely cold. And once it does that, then I have my intake fan. Then I have my outsource fan. This helps it pulls, which it really doesn't need help pulling it through, but I use this as well to pull it through. So as this air shoots through with this powerful fan, then this secondary fan picks it up and pulls it through even harder, and it really blows. And I'm saying the air is, it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. You don't need the little tassels that people use to show that that's blowing. It'll blow that. It'll blow some shirts off the table if you had some of those up there. Okay, so let's get a demonstration. I know you guys are tired of me talking, but that's what I do. We are at the lab. This is where I make and create things, and I sit around and I come up with different ideas to use. I know people have a lot of ideas, but I haven't seen anyone quite like this with your analyzer and switches. You're gonna see a lot of stuff I do with a lot of home switches. I just love these switches. So anyway, analyzer is on. As you can see your analyzer, and there's nothing on the screen for the analyzer just yet. But nevertheless, you can see all the different stuff that it shows. So I'm well informed of what's going on with the analyzer. I don't have any ice in it. Nevertheless, you can't feel it anyway, so there's no point in me trying to put ice in and say, hey, it's such and such a temperature, blah, blah, blah. I can go ahead and tell you how low it gets. I've gotten it down to 35 degrees. That's how low I've gotten it. And then think that also, let me be very clear, that depending on the temperature around you and where you are. The same thing with a peddler. A peddler can only give you 15 degrees lower than where you are. If it's 100 degrees, you're going to get 15 degrees less. This thing, actually, I've seen it put out 35. I've gotten it down as low as 35, and I thought that was, I didn't even believe it myself, personally. But, it lasts. It did that, and it rises depending on, I guess, the surrounding area, humidity, and all that stuff takes place. But I'm not one of those. I can't tell you about all of that, so we're gonna skip that. Now we're gonna go ahead. I got this on. I got it hooked into a 12-volt battery, which is also gonna go back onto my my solar system setup, which I'm working on as we speak. Now, all right, let's go ahead and turn on the first fan. The first fan is going to be the intake fan, which is located on this side. That's the intake first switch in. And you can see how it winds up. And this, now you would notice I turned this on, right? I haven't even turned the second fan on yet. And I'm going to show you how powerful this one fan is. Now, I'm going to turn the camera to the curtains and show you how powerful this is through this pipe, through the other fan that's not even on. So, let me show you. Oh, how many seconds turn it off? Sorry. It winds up like a drill. Okay. Now, I'm going to turn this camera so you guys see what I'm talking about. How powerful this one. Now, I'm sure you can see the curtains moving. Here. You see the curtains moving, how powerful that fan is? And I don't even have the second fan on at all. That's a powerful fan. Now what I'm going to do while you're watching, I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to turn on the second fan as well. And you're going to really see how powerful this is. And the air is coming out. I don't even have, there's no ice in here at all. And the air is still cool right now with no ice at all. You're gonna hear it come on. It's gonna wind up. Now, do you see how it's blowing those curtains? And it's got to be blowing mighty hard to blow those curtains like that. And there's a demonstration on that. So let me turn this back around, guys. Now, there we go. And let me raise this up so you can see me. Here we go. Okay. See if you can see this thing. Right. So this is my do-it-yourself air conditioner. And it actually keeps it pretty cool. And you were like, well, I know my problem was a lot of people was running their fans, and I was like, my God, I'm like, that fan is weak. I'm like, man, it's not gonna be like say I mean, I'm trying to cool off more than one person. I'm like, well, I can't just have this fan just pointed on me because I mean, everybody's burning up, then I'm the one staying cool. So I'm like, well, you can't be selfish. So I made it strong as I could make it. So when it blows, it would actually keep me and whoever beside me, wherever, they still gonna feel that air coming off of it, you know. And in that instance, I was just, I mean, if it was hot like that, I'll just cry, just pile up in one room and close the door. If something's wrong with the unit outside or something like that, I'll just pile up to one room and I'll do it like that. Even if I had to make more than one, I'll make more than one. Just have it constantly, just keep making ice, get an ice maker or something, make my own ice. I ain't got to buy any ice, pour it in here, get it going. And I found that just bag ice works better. Getting that, the, the boxes of ice, and it doesn't work because it doesn't, see, the other ice, you can bury these pipes in. You can't do that with a jug of ice. It's not gonna work. If you got it buried in ice, it works. So the next unit I'm going to do that I want to tell you guys about. That next unit. Give me one second. I see this lightness fading back and forth and doing all kind of foolishness. Hmm. Yes. Anyway, uh, I want to make sure. The next one I'm going to do, I want to do that with a radiator. I'm going to put a radiator in it. I've done it before. I've done a lot of things. I just haven't videoed it, but I'm going back and I'm redoing these things and I'm videoing them and letting you guys see. So you can try to do your own. You know what I mean? If you had any question about any fittings or whatever I use to make this unit, because a lot of people is like me, they're not going to spend $100 on a cooler to cut it to pieces. When you can take a $20 cooler and do the same thing. It's like, oh yeah, I've noticed that the $100 coolers have the insulation is so thick. Cool. I'm not gonna cut up $100 cooler. Uh, I'm gonna get if someone sends me one to cut up, I'll cut it up. But if they don't send me one to cut up and I spending my money, I'm not gonna cut it. It'll never get cut. So anyway, on a cooler, $20 cooler, I'm gonna tell you, you can make it just as good as $100 cooler. You just go right down the loads, get you a sheet of sheet is gonna be plenty. Probably gonna be way too much. You can get one sheet. That's how they sell it. You can get you one sheet of insulated board, and you can insulate these. Cut this thing to fit. Insulate it on the inside and make it thicker, and then hold the ice even longer. And then put your radiator in up here, up top, under here. Put your radiator. Well, for my case, the radiator is gonna be under where the spout is. Under this spout. That's where the radiator is going to go, under the spout right here. And the air is going to come through that. That's where it's going to radiate. It's going to radiate through that. Now, and then also get you a cheap pump that'll pump the water through the radiator. the ice water, the ice at the bottom, keep it really cold, and then also you put your sheet of insulation across that, so the air won't be blowing on the ice. It'll be blowing on the insulation and coming back through the radiator, which the water is pumping through with a pump through the radiator. So you're gonna get really cold water, and put your pump at the bottom, a small little cheap pump, and let it just pump through, and that thing lasts a long time. I'm telling you. I mean, as you get, ooh, you can use it all day. Put you enough ice in there if it's insulated well, and take your time and do the job right. It lasts a long time. So that's something you definitely want to look into. Somebody, I mean, air conditioners are not cheap. It's not. So, I mean, some you can go get. If you can afford it, go get it. Cool. I'm talking about people that can't afford it, go get that. All they can afford is, man, they go get some computer parts for nothing, or computers off the road that people can throw away. The fan's gonna work. You get those fans, you can wire them up on whatever. Some of these fans, like the one I got on here, it's got different levels of speeds, and you'll notice when I turn this on, it don't just turn on, just start. You don't get that. This thing winds up. I'm gonna do it again. Yeah. Did you see that? Did you notice how I did that? So that's what I'm talking about. They wind itself up and went to the highest level. I use it had a couple of different wires on it. I used the highest setting wire. It was like more than one step fan. It's like a fan like you cut on, and like you have a computer, if you ever turned it on, and they go and then they cut off, keeping your processor and your computer cool, and then it cuts on. That's how some of them do now. The technology moves so fast. It just, you gotta keep up with it. It's something else. Anyway, but this is to do it yourself cooler, guys. I'm gonna bend this down a little bit more and let you guys look at that some more, because I know some people like, man, show me that cooler again, man. I want to see it. Shut up. Show me the cooler. So you can see it again. And I went on this end. I put the outtake of the fan on the opposite side. This, you don't have to use this. That was my preference, so I can know watts, power. I just wanted to know that. I'm just a freak about stuff like that. Also, because it has dryer vents in this unit, I took the liberty of putting this. I put this on there. So sometimes this thing has a tendency to pop open. So I put this on. I put this with all the holes pre-drilled, and then I drill it down. I take a screw. I don't then I drill it and make it stay down. So that keeps it from popping open, and also reserves the ice as well, which it will be insulated on the inside as well. So this is the switch for that. Right, and you'll notice like I told you before, on this end is the end where the outtake is, and it's blowing your air out this way. And then I turn this on, and it sucks. Also, as it's blowing, it sucks the additional air through and out. Now, for some reason, this fan is. I'm gonna have to check the wiring, and you'll see on this side, there's about 4 or 5 different wires. So I'm gonna have to check this fan, because when I turn it on, it winds itself up, and then it shuts off for some reason. Let's see. I don't know, because I got it. No, that's the wrong one. I don't know, because I got it hooked to this analyzer. It wasn't doing this before. Now it's working. It quit before, but it's working now. This is what things do when they go to the doctor. They're just beginning to work. So that means I don't have to fix it. Thank you. But that's a powerful fan. So this is the total unit and how I did. I left the handles good to use. Gotta have that. So guys, cheap, quick, and easy way, guys, to make you a do-it-yourself air conditioner for your home. No, I did not say it was gonna cool off your house. I just said a little while back there, get you one room, close the door, get your family, whoever is hot, get them in that room, keep the door closed, turn that on, and cool your room down. Preferably, you're gonna be sitting in front of us, so you'll be worried about cooling yourself off, really. I mean, cooling the people off. I don't, in that manner, I don't know how much you're gonna cool the room off. I'll be more worried about me getting cool. So it'll definitely do that. And the output of this thing is very high, so it'll definitely do some things for us. So, are you guys prepping? Are you storing anything away? I'm gonna have to show you guys some of my hauls. So I have several videos I'm gonna be showing you guys. So you might want to get ready. I'm gonna put them out there. So I'm putting away. I've been storing. Every time I go to the store, you know things are expensive. So every time I go to the store, I grab me a bag of beans. I get me a bag of black beans. I get me a bag of pinto beans. I just get a bag of beans. Because one thing I do know about those pinto beans, I told you guys about the multiple use things. So that pinto beans, you can cook them. Not only cook them, you take those same dry beans and plant them and get you some more dry beans. What's better than that? Tell me. Multiple use. I told you. You can grow them and grow your own. You can do them in the house. No, I can't grow them. Yes, you can. You can grow them in the house. Just get your grow light. Get the proper nutrients that for your soil or whatever your beans may need, and put it in there, and it'll work. Some people make stuff too complex, way too complex. Well, see, first you're gonna need to get your miracle grow. After you get your miracle grow, then you're gonna need to go over here and get you some of this high side. And after you get your high side, you're gonna need you some drastamonico and put that on the soil. Then you're gonna mix up some in your water and pop out, pop out. No, I'm not doing all that. What happened before all this mess came along? Could somebody tell me what happened? What was they doing before this? What was they doing before Miracle Grove and all this mess that they put in the water and mixing it together? And what happened? What happened before that? That same mess they're using is in the stuff that you eat. Fruit. And I don't want to use some chemicals in the mess they're using anyway. Man, get you some bananas, banana peels, orange lemon peels, boil it, let it cool off. Nutrients, my friend. Nutrients. Fertilizer for the free. You ain't got to go buy all that mess. You can get it naturally. Take all your old fruits and bury them in some dirt. Let it decompose, whatever it's going to do, mix it in. You got you some rich heck of a dirt. I just don't agree with if you want to get this stuff, go right ahead. But you can be saving that money and spending that money on some more beans or some more food that you can put away, some ramen noodles or something. Now you can talk about ramen noodles all they want. Oh, they plastic. Well, when I'm hungry and you ain't got nothing to eat and your stomach touching your back, you gonna eat them ramen noodles. That's the best plastic I ever had. Thank you so much. Thank you for the plastic. Right. So I ain't gonna hold you guys too much longer. I just want to talk to you, man. I come on and I try to show you some different things that I'm doing and sitting around creating. And if you were looking around this room, that's all I do. Just create different things and do T-shirts and banners and blah blah blah. And solar, but I can't stick it all in one video, so I'll have to do some more videos and show you particularly what I am doing. But I just can't come on here and do that and not tell you guys to prep and get yourself together. People took me, man, because the gas is going down now, things are going back to normal, and they're unmandating this because of the COVID, and the COVID is pretty much almost out of here, and everything's going to be fine, and the groceries not. Don't be fooled, people. That is a smoke screen. Don't be fooled by that, please. People are fooled by certain things. They look at it and think it's wonderful now. And they think it's okay, but it's not okay. You just think it's okay. It's the same thing they've been doing for years. And you ain't caught on to the trick yet? Well, let me send them all the video games and entertainment that they need, any entertainment that they need to keep them blinded of what's going on, because they're going to be so busy doing their own thing. And then if not, let's bill them to death with bills. Let's give them all these bills and they can't even do nothing they got to do. They can't even afford to pay attention. So you're so busy trying to pay your bills, man, until you ain't even got time to look at what's really going on. Like, for instance, nobody in my neighborhood I talked to said a word about, or even I bet you if I ask them like that, right now they won't have a clue about all the tornadoes that just hit different places and freaking leveled them. Tornadoes on the ground for 2 hours. When does a tornado stay on the ground 2 hours? Thought it'd die out. No, 2 hours. Flattened and tore up stuff and ruined, and just changed people's lives, homes, everything's a mess. It's a mess. And then people run around and they complain all the time. You are blessed beyond measure. Whatever problem you got really ain't no problem. Go out there with them people with this tornado and they ain't got nothing. It's gone. You got something to work with. They have nothing. Even if you got a regular shack with the dish towel in the bed, you got something. They have nothing. It's gone. Everything that they work for is gone. I can't tell you how to prepare for no tornado. I don't even know how to prepare for no tornado. You can't hide your house from a tornado. It's gone. You can't hide from that. So how do you prepare for that? You got to get out that mud and find you some underground shelter. Tornadoes are hidden in places that they ain't never even hit before. You ain't got to prepare for foolishness like zombies and all that stupid stuff. Why? It's enough regular stuff going on that you can prepare for. You ain't got to prepare for the end of the world, because the end of the world is the end of the world. What are you preparing for? If it's the end of the world, okay. Who has a dictionary and look up end? What does end mean? End is, that's it. Done. Kaput. We through. So I'm not preparing for that because that's it. You can't even, ain't nothing you do, no prep you got that can fix that. When it's the end, it's the end. If God said that's it, that's it. You need to be trying to get your life right and make with God and make sure you can get in them gates. Because prepping ain't going to help you. Now, for everyday life events, like that, for instance, what would you do? What are you going to do in a tornado phase? I don't even know what to tell these people. If they had a bug out bag, it's probably at their neighbor's house. My heart goes out to these people, man. That's rough, man. They gotta, if they left, and some people may come, and it's amazing how God work, how His work is. It's amazing. His mindset is so much farther than our mindset. We can't even begin to even think on the level that He's on. We can't even begin to even think that. And I look and I'm talking about everything level, 2 houses standing, never been touched. everything around is obliterated. What? How? Okay, we talking about a tornado. And it's flattening the whole house, whole neighborhood, and leave 2 houses untouched. Untouched. It's some things y'all just notice just God. I mean, seriously. Come on now. Y'all just know. Didn't even touch them. And please don't bring me the scientific mess because they took me with this mess. Well, see the angle on the tornado and the proximity of the way that it turned caused a molecular structure in the thunderbolt of the cloud. Man, please. God spared that house. That's it. It's simple. That's the idea. Don't make it hard. Don't make it hard. He just spared it. It's okay, we're not gonna tear this up because he's in control of all that. He allow what he wanna allow and what he don't wanna allow, he don't. But everybody should be prepping though. The reason I say for that, there's a lot going on and you should be prepping to make sure your family is in a safe predicament. But if like I said before, that's not the end, you know what I mean? It's just I would say a trial and tribulation or a test. Who really loves God? Who really gonna stay in his face? I'm never going to tell you. I've heard some Christians say, and I think they're losing ever lose his mind. Well, God's got me, so I ain't going to worry about none of that. You are an idiot. A flat foot out idiot. If you say that, you are an idiot. I've heard it, and you are an idiot. God gave us senses, sir, ma'am, audience. And if he gave us senses, we should use the senses that he gave us. So if you knew, I'm gonna give you an example. Let's take for instance when the two, I can't get the name of them, but anyway, they God told him to leave the land because the land was corrupt and he was going to destroy the land. He said, "Okay, so I need you to leave. I want y'all to leave. Get your wife, get your family, go. I'm gonna give you a small piece of instruction. Do not look back." That seems like some pretty simple instruction to me. Cool. He gonna let me make it. I just needed to leave, pack up, and don't look back. Cool. Okay. So his wife decided she was gonna look back, turn to a pillar of salt. Okay. Anybody getting with or that? Anybody getting this? I mean, seriously. This is not brain surgery. It's pretty simple. So he gave you senses to use. She chose to do the opposite. You got free will. He gave you the opportunity to use your free will. Your free will told you, I won't turn around. I don't care. I won't see what's going on. Go ahead. Boom. Salt. She's still standing, I believe now, today. What's left of it was still standing. But, I mean, it's common sense. I mean, if you know something's going, if your state, which our state don't warn us too much of nothing, but okay. Nevertheless, if you're hearing the warnings, don't take the warnings lightly. Go ahead and prep. Make sure you got what you need for your family because I don't want that same person that's not prepping to come and try to break in my door and take my food and do something to me because they're hungry and their stomach is touching their back. I don't want that. So I try to tell my neighbors, I try to stay in close proximity with them and know who they are and they know who I am. And I just try to let them know that. And I'm like, hey, you need to be doing this and that. And some people are old and stubborn, they won't do it, which the other people I'm just going to have to try to take care of. Yeah, I said, take care of. Yeah, I said that. I said that because you're not prepping just for yourself. Some people are selfish. You're not prepping just for yourself. Wherever you are, you're prepping. I mean, you got family. If they ain't got nothing, what you gonna do? You gonna look at them like they crazy, or you gonna feed them? But if you get to the point where you know you cannot feed them, it's time to be locking some doors and closing and bolting them up and screws and drywall and galvanized screws and all that stuff there. Better come up with something, because then you got a problem. But if you just teach them what they need to do, or talk to them, let them know what they need to be doing, you might be okay. But some people don't heed that warning, and then it's just like Noah's Ark. They laughed at Noah, Noah got on the ark, and then it rained, then they were looking for Noah to help them. No, sir, it is too late. We have gave you fair opportunity and warning forever. I don't even know how long it took him to build that ark, but I guarantee you, when he got on there and God told him to close that door, matter of fact, God closed the door. That was it. You ain't gonna come get on the ship. People, the door is open. Get on the ship now. Go on, get on it. Look, the stores are open, grocery stores, all this stuff is open. Go ahead on and start saving your stuff up, storing up, plant something so you can have a return of food. You can keep getting food. Every fruit you got seeds in it. Just go ahead and take the seeds out of everything. They trying to stop that. Have you ever heard of the hot house cucumber? It's wrapped in plastic. It looks so beautiful. Can anybody tell me what's wrong with that cucumber? I'll wait. Anybody? I'll tell you. It ain't got no seeds in it. None. They don't want you to reproduce it. So why do you got that like that? Why are you buying seeds from the store? Why? You wasting $3 a packet and get 3 seeds. Bag of pinto beans, $2.84, 3 4 pounds. You have a ton of seeds. And if you get hungry, throw you some of them jokers over in the pot, and there we are. We have a meal. Make you some cornbread from scratch, and there it is. You got yourself something there. There's gonna be a lot more conversation, guys, because I really want you. I love you guys. I really want you to get yourself in gear, get prepared, because I don't want you to knock my door down. Because it's gonna be a small problem with you knocking my door down. So. I don't like that too well. So I'm just trying to educate it the best I can for whoever wants to be educated, whoever wants to learn something, whatever I do that's helpful to you. I really wanted to be helpful to you guys if it is. And if you can't, then find you a video that I make that is helpful for you. It is helpful. Now I'm going to keep making them, so find you one that's helpful. So, guys, saying that, I ain't gonna hold you guys too much longer. I already got you guys. I already had you guys in there, man. It's 48 minutes, and we still in this thing, discussing and talking. Well, I've showed you what I need to show you for that, and I hope you guys be blessed. I hope you guys have a wonderful night. I don't know what time it is. I really don't care. I just felt the need to do this video and also talk to you guys and tell you guys to get yourself together, get prepared. This is coming from the dirty of the South, deep. And I haven't seen, and I decided, matter of fact, I decided to make these videos because I don't see any videos on YouTube coming from the dirty of it, from the South, deep. I don't see any. I see it. I see some videos, but it ain't got nothing to do with what I'm talking about. It's about videos of music and rapping and dancing and whatever the case may be. I mean, I'm not knocking that. That's fine if you want to do it. But what I'm saying, I don't see videos of is people being educating people in around this area as far as these things are concerned. I just don't see that. I don't see anybody talking about it at all. And I'm going to do it. I'll do it. So I'll be that lone wolf. And I'm going to do that. So, guys, welcome to the lab again. I'm glad you guys can tune in and join me here. I hope you guys have a blessed day. And no, I'm not going to stop and talk about something else. I'm actually going to let you guys go this time. Mississippi Survivor, remember, prep and pray. I love you guys. Mississippi Survivor, I'm out of here.